Hey everybody, it's Mr. Lundquist here, back with the podcast. I know there's some students that are super excited about the podcast coming back. So I'm just here to talk about a couple different things. We had a great first few couple days with our freshmen, our ninth graders on Wednesday, then having an A and a B day here today. Absolutely exciting time. I know that obviously the bell schedule, students are getting used to it when their lunches are, and just kind of getting back in the swing of being here 5 days a week. It's really been great. So just a shout out to all the students and the staff and the teachers and the community for really helping us get back into full swing here for 5 days a week. It's been great. So got these 2 days this week. Next week is a 4-day week. Students are coming back on Tuesday, so enjoy the 3-day weekend. And the following week on Monday is actually early release. So we're not getting that first 5-day weekend for a couple weeks yet, but I think it's a good way to roll into the school year and kind of get things going. Just a couple, just again, reminders of updates of things that are coming up in the coming days with school. We've got obviously off on Monday, the early release on the 13th, and then the next week it is homecoming week. So the first full week we have in forever with all of our students is going to be homecoming week. We have that homecoming football game on the 24th, which should be it's going to be a blast. We're going to have hopefully some type of pep rally outside, and we'll make it a really fun week. And so t-shirt designs are being made to be voted on. Class officers are going to be voted on next week. It's just a ton going on as we get this year kicked in. So it's been fun. It's been exciting, and we want to continue that good work that we've been doing. On a more serious note, something that I'm going to be pleading and asking for help with. That we don't have to go down a path that may not necessarily be something we want to do. We are struggling with the masking here at the high school. Students have it; they have it with them, but we're seeing a lot of just kind of this, and just kind of like this, and then they don't see a teacher and they're down here. And before we could send you home. You don't want to be here and you want to learn from home. It's harder, trust me, and your grades won't be there, and we're not like slowing the train down for those who go home. What we don't need is an outbreak. And it's disappointing, and actually quite frankly very disappointing to hear some of the comments I've heard about, well, if we have it, then it'll outbreak and we can close school. Who wants to do that? So that kind of language in the building, we are going to shut down fast, and I will tell you, we are not messing around with it. This is about the safety of people. This isn't about, yes, it's nice to be here 5 days, but this is about the safety of our peers. We have people in the building who can't be vaccinated, who are not vaccinated, who have little ones at home who can't be vaccinated, including myself, who have babies and children who are getting sick, and we're trying to also be educated. So I would implore, have a conversation with I know that people may not agree with masking at home or that we're having masks in school, but this is the expectation. And we will start to send students home if they can't wear masks appropriately, and they will use Google Classroom to learn for a while until they can understand the expectations. This is something that we are going to take very seriously. At first, we'll give warnings, but if we start to see habits and start to see these things, we will start to have different conversations with students and families. This is about safety. This is about the health of our community, the health of our students, the health of our families. As a person with a little 5-year-old at home, a 6-year-old at home, and a young baby, I don't want to even have to worry about that. I maybe somehow came in contact with somebody who thinks that masking, they don't want to wear it, and thinking an outbreak would be funny to bring that home to my family. So what I ask is that people just honor and respect the fact that these are the rules and the guidelines we have to follow, and that they understand and put the mask over their nose and their mouth. This is something we dealt with a little bit in the spring. We thought students were fantastic last winter. It started to get a little slippery in the spring, and now we need to button it back up, and we will button it back up. Athletes, students in sports, students in activities, students in marching band, students in all these activities. If you decide that you don't want to wear a mask appropriately, you will not be performing or participating in that for a game or a practice. This will have an impact on those activities, and we expect you to be the utmost respect and actually be a representation of Mount Horeb High School. So I know that I'm a little serious and a little stern, but this is something that's been frustrating for teachers as well as myself today, to hear the lack of respect and just the lack of really having any care for the rules. Whether you believe in it or not at home, these are the rules and the guidelines we have to follow as a school. And I would ask that families respect that, and respect that we are just trying to follow the guidelines we've been given, and that talking back to us and yelling at us, yelling at teachers, is not appropriate. It is not appropriate at all. And we will then start to have some actions different that will make school not so fun for students who want to go that way. So beyond just athletes and those activities, this is important. So please have a conversation home. It's a couple, right? During lunch, they're eating. They're right. I'm watching classes take mask breaks. Teachers are taking advantage of that. We have juniors and seniors who can leave if they have the grades. They can leave for study hall who are passing classes. They can leave for lunch. Like we have plenty of students going in and out of the building, and mask breaks. Like that break is happening. So I just ask that people follow those expectations, support and respect us as a school, because I tell you, we don't want to be shutting down, and we won't. We will continue to learn, and there will just be a bunch of students learning from home, and those who can follow the rules and follow the guidelines will be here in person wearing masks appropriately. So thank you for the support. For those that have been doing it and listening and following those expectations, thank you. Those students who are encouraging otherwise or doing otherwise, it's going to be next week. Be ready for conversations and be ready for expectations and phone calls home and things changing and that picking up, because we will not tolerate it here at Mount Horeb High School. It's not happening. So thank you for listening to that. Again, I would like to say I apologize for how serious I am, but to me, this is a serious topic, and we need to be able to have an honest conversation about it. Next week is a fun week with kicking back in 4 days. On Tuesday is a C day. So Tuesday and a C day, you start off going to that first period class in that first block, and then you go to stat, which you'll actually be picking in efficiency. So start to look at your email, because that will start to come in on Tuesday where you're going for stat on that day. Then you'll go to third period, and then 4A or 4B. Obviously, if you have lunch, check that teacher schedule. And then 6th and 7th as the day finishes off on Wednesday. So we're back into a C day. Hope everybody has a great weekend. I appreciate the time to take a look at the podcast and listen in on it. And please, as we're asking to keep this building safe, the quicker we can get through this stuff, the better we'll be in the end, and get these masks off at a point where it's appropriate. Right now, it's not, and we need your help and support on that. Thank you so much, and have a great weekend.